Welcome to Artist Talk.
Hi, my name is Jeff Shields, and I'm the lead developer for Young at Art Web Services and an editor for Island Arts Magazine. Welcome to Artist Talk. Today we speak with Susan Schaefer, a very talented and well-known artist, the publisher of Island Arts Magazine, an art instructor, and my wife. Susan actively contributes to the local art scene as a curator of the Macmillan Arts Gallery, Satellite Gallery at the Bayside Ocean Resort in Parksville, and as a juror for the Portrayals Gallery in Comox, BC. Susan recently completed a series of paintings called Canadiana, which consists of over 20 paintings from all 10 provinces and the 3 territories. It is the most ambitious project she has ever created. Welcome, Susan.
Thank you, Jeff. It's good to be here.
Susan, I've heard a lot of buzz about your latest Canadiana art show. I'd like to know more about it. So, what inspired you to create the artwork for the Canadiana show?
Good question, Jeff. Well, during COVID, as you know, we had lots of time to discuss what was going on and our future plans. And there's one thing that kept coming up was that when COVID was over and it would be safe to travel, you would like to go visit your cousins whom you haven't seen in 30 or 40 years. The furthest one was in Bathurst, New Brunswick. So I have always wanted to go to the East Coast of Canada. So I quickly got on board with that plan. Then I thought, well, since I'm going out there, maybe I should take some photos and do a series of Canadian landscapes. And one thing led to another, and that's how the series started.
Did you face any challenges while creating artwork for the show, and how did you overcome them?
Well, one of the challenges was that I wanted to include every province and every territory in the show, but I knew we wouldn't be going to the territories or Newfoundland on this trip. So I had to source out images that I thought would best represent those areas. It was a bit of a challenge, but it wasn't anything that I didn't overcome. Luckily, I knew a fellow who went to the same high school as I did, and he's now a judge living in Newfoundland. So that one was easy. I got some images from him. And then the territories, I had to just source that out and ask people permission to use their photos or whatever. So that was good. So I guess that was the biggest challenge. And then, it's a big project to take on. And as I'm going through it, I think, oh man, what have I done? I must be crazy. But I'm a little bit stubborn. Once I start something, I got to see it through. So I made it through to the end.
How does your artwork for the Canadiana show differ from your previous work?
Well, this was the most ambitious series I've done. I had another series earlier on in my career called Prairie Whispers. And I think I did about 50 plus paintings of those, but it was all just of Saskatchewan. So now I was taking on all of Canada, and we traveled 18,000 kilometers and to get the research that I needed for this series. And that in itself was a challenge, just trying to organize all that. And then I wanted it to be bigger in size, not too big that I couldn't ship it. So there was a little bit of things going on there. And just the whole difference of doing landscapes from the East Coast to the West Coast and how the terrain changes, but also trying to tie the whole series together. But I think in the end, I did a pretty good job of it.
What's your favorite piece in the Canadiana show and why?
Well, I have a couple pieces that are quite special to my heart. The first one I would say is the one of, it's called The Red Rocks of PEI. And having always wanted to go to the East Coast, after making the long journey from New Brunswick and spending a day in and out of the car, coming around the corner and going down the cliffs and seeing those red rocks, I was just so happy to see that. And there's a little peekaboo view there on that particular painting that I was able to capture. And now knowing that a few days later, the hurricane came by and wiped that out. So there's a painting that I captured just in time before it was gone. Now, the second painting, it was very important for me to include the musical ride. And I don't know if people don't really realize, but anything to do with the RCMP and the musical ride is copyrighted. It was whether you took the photo or not. So I had to contact an organization in Ottawa and asked them permission to use and to paint the musical ride and include it in my series. And so I had to go through a little bit of red tape and sign some contracts and do a few emails back and forth. But in the end, I'm really happy with that painting. And I'm really proud to have included because it sort of ties into all of Canada, right?
What message do you hope your artwork conveys to the viewers of the Canadiana show?
Well, I've had lots of time to sort of meditate and think about what this show means to me. And having traveled that distance and on the way back, and we experienced nothing but kindness and hospitality and the greatness that we call Canada. So I want people to look at the exhibition as every province and territory is individual by itself, but there's always that common thread that runs through every place. And I think that's the quiet dignity that we call truly Canadian. And I want people to feel proud to be Canadian.
Thank you, Susan, for sharing your insights with us. It was a pleasure having you on the show today.
Thank you, Jeff. It was totally my pleasure as well.
If you like this video, please give us a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more of our videos, please subscribe to the channel.